The following film is presented in its complete theatrical version. It was rated R by the MPAA and may not be appropriate for children under 17.
Yo, how y'all doing, man? What it do? It's your boy Dirty live in the building. Salute to everybody I threw up on the screen. Sean Johnson, I ain't see you. What's good with you, Sean? Salute to you. All Eyes, Dark, Terrence, Cool Cav, NorCal Jesse, Pizzle 440, 4420. Is that Alfredo, Raider Paul, Jolie, what's good with y'all, man? How y'all doing, man? Salute to everybody. Ot6, my dude, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. Hope everybody is doing good. 50 billion things on YouTube, Spotify, Rumble, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, CNN, NBC, ABC, MSNBC, ESPN, and man, 50 billion things in the whole wide world you can tune into, bro, but you tuned into me, so I greatly appreciate you, for real, more than I can truthfully verbally express to you guys, man. I thank you guys for everything. We're gonna jump straight into the show. I'm not gonna be here for forever. It is just me tonight. It will just be me tonight. And I will be answering questions as well as talking about what it is I want to talk about. First thing I want to talk about is, can the Raiders defense crack the top 15 this year? I'm looking at Graham's press conference, right? I'm looking at some of the defensive players, Merrick, Devon Diablo, and Devon Diablo does look a lot bigger this year. He looked like he been in the weight room, listening to him speak. He sounds a lot more confident. He sounds like he's in a better space. I can appreciate, the demeanor of the guy. Knows where he knows where he failed last year. And that's actually a theme that I'm starting to see with the team. And we'll get into that a little bit later. But knows where he kind of lacked last year. You know what I mean? What he was kind of lacking last year. And, just listening to him, you know what I mean? I understand why he put on the weight. Dude was just not making the tackles. You know what I mean? He just wasn't making the tackles last year. What's good with you, Chris, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. Captain Point, my guy. What's good with you, man? Salute to you. Milka Breezy, I see you in the building. Salute to you. Hope all is well. Sounds like a challenging obstacle, but nothing is impossible. Hey, look, nothing is impossible, man. is nothing is impossible. You know what I mean? Nothing is impossible. Especially when you come in looking like you're addressing the issue, right? You know, another year in the defensive scheme. Put on a little bit more weight. Got the defensive playbook down a little bit more. That he had that downtime, so he spent it wisely, right? While he was rehabbing, he was in the playbook, and that's what you want from a player. You know what I mean? That's what you want to see in a player to make you want to have confidence in him. You know, to say, hey, you know what? I see the change. And this is one of the things that I have been saying pretty much for the off season is, look, people change, right? People do change. People get better, people get worse. We hope that our players get better, right? And you can see where they're actually taking the steps to actually get better. Anthony, there's no reason to always have a huge splash, man. You know, it doesn't always have to be a huge splash every season. It doesn't have to. You just have to find the pieces that fit together that make the puzzle, you know, complete. That's all you really have to do. You know, some puzzles, all the pieces are the same size. They're just cut in different ways, but the puzzle pieces are the same size, right? So it doesn't always take a big splash. The big splash, you know, when you want to hear a big splash, when you're in the Super Bowl, that's when you want to make a splash with them touchdowns. You know what I mean? There's a lot of teams that have gotten to the playoffs, you know, and far in the playoffs without having these overly drastically paid players that really don't make any sense to have them on the roster because they didn't do anything. That's why I didn't really want to make an extremely large splash. I was asking for some pieces, but they weren't like big splash pieces. They were pieces that were needed, and you know, but we got what we got, right? From free agency to from free agency to the draft to UDFAs. We got pieces that we needed, especially on this defense. You know what I mean? Patrick Graham having been the head coach of the Senior Bowl, right? Had a chance to go down and get a jump on everybody else to see some of these players get some hands on, you know, and he had spoke about it in I want to say it was yesterday. I believe it was yesterday he spoke on it. One of the things that they were really passionate about getting some of these players is because the players that they went and got, they were the players that took criticism the right way and applied it almost immediately to the way that they were going about doing what it is they needed to do, which really impressed Coach Graham and some of the other staff members that went down there with him as well, right? So, you know, I believe it was, I think it was Phil Robinson that told me, you know what I mean, be very mindful of some of these Senior Bowl defensive players. You might just see them on our team. Maybe not all drafts, but some UDFAs. And look, I got to give it to my brother. He was right. He was right. If you look at some of these UDFAs, they were in the Senior Bowl, you know. And it's funny because over half our team is UDFAs. Believe it or not, over 55% of our team is UDFAs. Be it from here or from somewhere else. Over 55% of our team right now is UDFAs, which is crazy. And people say, "Oh, UDFAs," but you got to look at like Ryan Clark was a UDFA. You know what I mean? Phenomenal football player. Just had to take the hard route to get there. But I mean, Ryan Clark was a UDFA. Who else was a UDFA that ended up being like a really, really, really good player? There's so many of them out there, bro. I know there's a couple of them in the Hall of Fame. There's some UDFAs in the Hall of Fame. But that tells me that they're trying to build a really good nucleus for this team. What up, Bloom? What's good with you, man? Charm City, what's good with you, man? Salute to you both. Raider Pete, my guy, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. It's the ones to pull up. I think that I haven't saluted yet. But yeah, man, salute to you guys, man. Appreciate y'all being there. Hey, Loon, man. I like that hat. The shoes, to each his own when it comes to shoes. But the hat was fire, bro. The hat was fire. The shoes were okay. I don't wear Team Jordans. But I'm pretty sure it's kind of hard to find a shoe, you know what I mean, in that colorway. So I mean, shouts out to you for even finding something that even goes with that. So I can't even hate, bro, because that hat was fire. But finding the, as you say, the carpet to match that, bro, that had to be hard, bro. That had to be hard. So I respect that, but I couldn't. I just can't wear them. You know what I mean? But I respect that. Alex Martin was good with you, man. Salute to you. Hope all is well. Hope you're doing good. But this defense, the way it's being built, from what I'm seeing, even Merrick, you know what I mean? I know we've been kind of down on Merrick, and one of the things that hadn't really dawned on me until I really heard it in the interview today was 3 years, 3 different systems, right? So he's now actually getting the ability to get comfortable, and it'll be a second year in the same defense. So he should thrive, right? He should thrive. I mean, if you think about it, he's had to learn the defense, a different defense for the last 3 years. He's had to learn a defense. He had a new defense in college. That was his last year in college was the first year in that defense. Came to the Raiders, had a new defense, got rid of that coordinator. Then got a new coordinator last year. So that's a new defense. So second year, that's why I'm a withdraw some of the things that I had said, about him needing to go. I didn't really think about the fact that it was his third defense in 3 years. So with him having the opportunity to have a second year in this defense, I'm looking for him to excel. I'm looking for him to excel in this year, truthfully. I think playing along Marcus Epps might actually help him to improve, into the player that we think he can be. Right? I mean, because people have faith in him. I got faith in the kid. Anybody that's in the silver and black, I got faith in you until you're no longer here anymore. Once you're not here anymore, I mean, I'm no longer really concerned with you unless you're on my fantasy team, and that's kind of the only way I'm gonna really ride with you. You know what I mean? Is if you're on my fantasy team. But other than that, you don't really mean that much to me, right? So, I don't think Coach Graham is on the hot seat. I don't think he's on the hot seat. Reason being, I don't think that he's on the hot seat. What's good with you, Kojo? It's because they're actually putting in some defense, you know, in they're putting defensive players in some key positions. A lot of them are new. So by them being new, it will forego give him one more year, you know what I mean, to actually prove that his system is working, is workable. And that's why I asked, you know what I mean, could they be actually trying to build a defense that could crack the top 15 this year? I mean, I'm hearing all the right things. You know what I mean? I'm hearing all the right things. They're saying all the right things. Players are looking bigger and stronger, smarter. I mean, even when you look at Murray, when he did his interview, he looked a lot bigger than he did last year. If I'm not mistaken, you know what I mean? No funny business intended. The kid looked a lot bigger than he did last year. I mean, we all see Devon Diablo actually looks bigger than he did last year. I mean, it wasn't a whole lot, but what it was he put muscle on, right? So it's he looks a little bit bigger. You know, he got up to 238. I think he said 238 is where he kind of got to, but it took a toll on his endurance, so he had to come back down a little bit. He's looking to play in between the 230, 235 range. And I think that's a good number to be at for a linebacker that you want to cover. You want him to be able to make tackles, but you also want him to be able to cover some of these tight ends and whatnot. So I'm definitely on board with him playing at that 230, 235. You know what I mean? I don't think he's ever really played at that weight. Salute, Mr. Took Your Soul. I see you pulling up in the building. What's good with you, man? Hope all is well. He says, I think top 20 is good enough as long as we are getting TDs. I feel you. Nothing is good enough until it's settled and done. You know what I mean? For me, I'm not going to settle for top 20. I want to crack the top 15. I want the Raiders to crack the top 15. I want them to be dominant. You know what I mean? I want them to come in and wreak havoc, man. Cause some problems. That's what I want our defense to do this year. You know? I'm not gonna settle for just that. You know what I mean? Top 20. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's cool. That's great. That's wonderful. But nah, if you can crack the top 15 and you can speak it into fruition, then damn it, I'm gonna do it. I want them to crack the top 15, and I'm gonna keep saying it all year long. I want them to crack the top 15. I want them to be a dominant team. I want them to be explosive. I need the turnovers. Like Mr. Took Your Soul said, I need the turnovers. Pizzle, you're right. The right defensive line will do that. But at the same time, the right form of teaching can get any line to do whatever it is you want it to do. If you teach it right, it can be received right, and it can work right. And it doesn't really matter the pieces that you have. If you can get the best out of a player at every single moment that they're on the field, they don't have to be the key name guy every year. They don't have to be the you know what I mean? They could just be that guy that gets the job done. You know what I mean? And I think that's what we got. I think we got a bunch of guys that are just the guys that can get the job done. You know, they just so happen to be just the right guys. They should be just the right guys. I mean, looking at it, you know, they should be the right guys to get us past what it is we've been facing for the last couple of years. And one of the things that we've been facing for the last couple of years is the incohesiveness of a team, a revolving door of players. You know, oh, let's try this combination. It don't work. Try this combination. It don't work. It's like trying to crack a safe, but you don't really know. You don't really got the numbers for the safe. One second, please. Now, I'm still here. I apologize. The defensive tackle situation, you know, the defensive tackle situation, I'm not 100% worried about. I'm not. I hear that they're trying, you know, that they really want to get into a bunch of different schemes. I feel like the players that we got last year, you know, I think it's their time to step up second year in the system and shine a little bit. They too hit the gym, you know what I mean? They also, you know, hit the playbook and figured out what it is they, you know, needed to do and needed to be and they need to get done. Even when you look at the reports coming out of camp, if you're not trying to decipher them, thinking that they're a code, if you just read them straight up, they're actually really good reports about our team this year. You know, they're not just writing, you know, fluff pieces. You can see that they're just not writing fluff pieces this year. You know, you can tell when something is being fluffed up in the way that, you know, the in the way that the sentence is written. You can tell when it's a fluff piece. Different words are used, but this year you see that the reports are a little bit more real, a little bit more genuine. And the fact remains is this defense has brought in some key players from some successful defenses of last year. Marcus Epps was brought in from the Giants defense. I mean, not the Giants, the Eagles defense, which was successful. Spillane was brought in from Pittsburgh, who always has a decent defense. Chandler Jones looks a little more healthier. Looks at a more playable weight. He doesn't look like real heavy. He looks at a more playable weight, like he might just be a little bit faster. So for me, you know, I'm just looking at it from a standpoint that I feel like we might actually be surprised by this defense this year. I think there's going to be some turnovers. I think there's going to be a lot more turnovers this year. I think there's going to be a lot more sacks this year. I think Max gets close to 15 sacks this year because I think he's going to get some help. I think Max might I think Max might push for the sack record this year. If this defense can play like I think it can play and is being built the way I'm seeing it being built, I think Max Crosby might actually push for the sack record this year. I could see him getting about 16, 17 sacks. What's the record? 17, 18? What's the record for sacks? Anybody got that stat for me, man? If you got that stat for me, man, put it in the chat. I'd appreciate it. But yeah, I think if they're building this team right and he gets the help that he deserves and that he's been needed, I think Max 22, 21 and a half isn't it? 22 and a half. Okay, 22 and a half. So Max gets 24 sacks this year, bro. You see the Max gets 24 sacks this season, bro. I got it. I'm saying it right now. You know what I mean? Max Crosby, 24 sacks this season, sets a new NFL record, bro. Sets a new NFL record. Yeah, Strahan was a beast. Strahan was a beast, cool cat. And if I'm not mistaken, that was like close to almost his last season. You know what I mean? Almost his last season when he got it. But yeah, I'm a Max Crosby, Charles Woodson's the sacks this year, bro. I'm saying it right now that Max Crosby, Charles Woodson's the sacks this year, bro. He 24 sacks this year. 24 of them. Nah, this the Woodson right here. This the Woodson. You know how you would know if it was the Michael Huff? It would have a Reebok instead of a Nike. Huff is by Reebok. Woodson is by Nike. Hey, Terrence, I'm going back to being the guy that originally used to just be out here and just be throwing out some shit. And if it sticks, it sticks. If it doesn't, fuck it. You was entertained, wasn't you? You know what I mean? if it doesn't, at least you was entertained. Hey, thanks for asking, Anthony. Mom's is getting slightly better, bro. I can see a little bit of change. You know, she's trying a little bit more. So yeah, but this ain't no throwback Woodson. This is a newer Woodson. So you know, this is the newer Woodson. This ain't the old Woodson. Unfortunately, I don't have the throwback like you, Mr. Tookie. So I'll be honest. If I do have it, I can't find it, and I guarantee you it don't fit no more. And if it do fit, it's probably 3 sizes too big, because that was back in the day when we was wearing jerseys. When we was wearing jerseys 3 times your size, bro. You an XL, but you out here buying 3XL jerseys. That's why I don't really wear the OJ. That's one of them throwbacks. So that's why you don't never see me in my Bo Jackson. It's one of the throwbacks, and it's 3 sizes too big, bro. Like that sleeve come all the way down to here. I know I'm not that big, but bro, when the sleeve come all the way down to here, man, I can't wear that, bro. I can't wear that. You might as well put a cloth around my neck. I feel like a priest walking down the aisle, bro. I can't wear that one. You know what I mean? I feel funny in those jerseys now, bro. You know, and that's crazy. Sign of time, it changes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I can't wear them jerseys that are like just draping off me, bro. Like I can't do it. I keep thinking I'm gonna take it over to Mama San's, bro, and go ahead and let her just make a suit jacket out of my Bo Jackson jersey, bro. Make a nice little Raider suit jacket out of my Bo Jackson jersey. It's so damn big, bro. Yeah, I got a lot of shit to wear from for a 2000s themed party. I got a couple of things I could wear. I probably got about five outfits that I could probably wear. You know what I mean? If I really, really like dug deep into my boxes of clothes, I could probably find something. Shit. I was at my mom's the other day and found 5 pairs of Jordans from like original Jordans from back in the day. I was like, damn, I still got those. I wouldn't wear them because they they hard as shit. But that's a Robert Gonzalez Jr. What's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. Thank you for being here. But yeah, that's just my thought. I think that the Raiders defense, the way that it's being built, the way that it's being designed, just from listening to players, coaching, I think that they just might crack the top 15 this year, which would be a phenomenal feat to be in the upper half of the NFL. That would be great, man. That I'll be honest, that would be fabulous. Big turn of events from being ranked at the bottom for the last couple of years. So now the second half of my show, did Josh McDaniels low key admit they messed up last year? If you caught the presser today, Josh McDaniels low key admitted, we the people, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Uh, he low key admitted that they messed up last year. That's all I really wanted from you, man. I wanted you to take some accountability, bro. I just wanted you to take some accountability. I wanted to hear you admit that you didn't coach to the best of your standards last year. I like hearing people say, hey, you know what? The game evolves. And if you don't evolve with the game, you get left behind. And that's literally what he said. That's literally what he said, and that's literally what happened last year. You do have a good playbook. You got a good playbook. But you hit the nail on the head when you said it's got to be implemented properly. It's got to be implemented properly. You can't rush it. If something's not working, you have to be able to move forward with something else. You can't get left behind. And I felt like last year we were getting left behind. Now it sucks that we're still in quarterback controversy. You know, and you now realize that maybe, just maybe, You didn't do all you could do to put us in the proper position. Just saying. I'm not trying to have the debate about the guy who's no longer here. I'm just making an assessment from what I heard our head coach say. And what I heard him say was they kind of had to go back and take a look at what happened last year. Was it them? Was it the players? Was it the scheme? Was it the way they went about implementing things? Was it the teaching format? Was it the curriculum? They had to go back and look at all of that, right? They had to go back and look at all of that. And what they found was it might have been just a little bit of everything. But when it comes to the players portion of it, it actually lays on the fact of maybe it wasn't taught the way it should have been taught. Maybe we should go about implementing things at a different pace, in a different format, you know? And that's what I saw. That's one of the things that pissed me off, was because I felt like we could have actually been better had we been put in a proper situation, in the proper formation, in the right situations. I don't know what I don't know 100% what the reason for bringing Brian Hoyer was, bringing him in was. I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm not high on him. I'm not high on him at all. But if he makes it work, then he makes it work, right? I'm all for any player that can get the job done. I'm all for any player that can get the job done. I don't care what his name is. I don't care what his age is. I just want the player on the field that is going to give us the best opportunity to win. That's it. That's all I'm ever interested in. Winning, and winning with the best product available. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. And I also care about people owning up to their mistakes. That creates a winning culture. When you can sit back and say, hey, you know what? I don't think I did the best job I could have did last year. What did I do last year that I could do better this year? Now, we'll have to wait to see them play to find out if, some of the things that we hope are changed, we can actually see if they changed or not. But the wait gets shorter every day. You could have a Bobby Boucher on our roster. That's a strong possibility. We could. We could. Raider Romeo says it seems like Jimmy will be well enough to play game 1. That's what they are saying. Hey, look, don't rush him. I mean, we know the guy is injury prone, bro. Don't rush him. I'm not trying to rush nobody, bro. I'm not trying to rush this team. I mean, I'm trying to rush him in wins. Like, come on, man. Losing close games, you know what I mean? It's not the business, man. We got to do better. We definitely got to do better. But we just got to do better. Robert Gonzalez says if Jimmy G isn't up to par by the beginning of the offseason, but by the beginning of the season, I say give the rookie a shot. Who knows? Maybe he balls out. Robert, I'm not rushing O'Connell out there, bro. I'm just not. I'm not rushing O'Connell out there. I still think that Chase might have a leg up on him in the race just because it's the second year in the offense. It's the second year with the playbook. From reports that I'm hearing, it's a close race, but Chase is still leading that race. He's making fewer mistakes. He's also got a more responsibility of the playbook on his plate. They haven't given O'Connell the whole book yet. Like they've given him the book, but they haven't opened up the whole playbook for him just yet. You know what I mean? But he is accomplishing, you know what I mean, what they expect him to accomplish, you know what I mean, with what they have given him. Right. So in that aspect, yes, you know what I mean, he's doing well. But Chase has been given more of the book this year, and he's got a grasp of that, as well as he's pretty much like everything that O'Connell's gotten, you know, that's what Chase was giving his first. He's got that. He's on to the second portion of the book, and he's actually succeeding with that. And, you know, Sean Johnson had brought up some stats, but one of the things that he didn't bring to me, you know what I mean, was that rushing. Garbers is more mobile than O'Connell. And that's going to be one of the key aspects that they look at, is that when a play breaks down, who is going to be the quarterback that can actually be able to maybe extend the play or break that line to just get those couple of extra yards and not take the sack. Right? So I think if you line O'Connell and Garbers up for a head-to-head race, I guarantee you Chase Garber smokes his boots, bro. I guarantee you Chase Garber smokes his boots. Smokes his boots, bro. I guarantee it. Sebastian, my dude, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. So, you know, listening to McDaniels in his presser, I'm kind of glad, you know, I haven't really been answering questions about how I feel about him. I said I was going to step back and wait till after week 7, you know what I mean, to give my new assessment on Josh McDaniels. And while I'm doing that, I see him making all the right changes, bro. I'm seeing him make all the right changes. Maybe he listens to criticism. Not saying me, but I'm just saying, like, maybe he's listening to some of the criticism that, you know, or that is making airwaves. You know, that would tell me, like, if he's listening to people say, hey, you know, maybe this, and this, that tells me you're starting to put your ego aside and you're going to set out to accomplish what needs to be accomplished, which is putting together a good team, being able to listen to and take some of that information that those players are giving you and then implement that in your play calling, and which is a way that you're going to win. That's how you're going to win in this league today, bro. Maybe not so much back in the days because coaches were coaches and they didn't want to listen to players because the players didn't really have nothing to say. But, some of these players are just as intelligent as the guy who's on the sideline leading them. So yeah, Robert. I'm just saying, like, people been asking for that quarterback that has the possibility of breaking the pocket, getting out there and creating plays and extending plays. And I mean, if that's what you want, that's what you're gonna get in Chase. If you want the guy who's gonna stand there in the pocket and take the hit, and then maybe you want O'Connell. But isn't that one of the reasons why you down DC so much? Is because he wasn't able to extend plays? I'm just saying. If you ask for an O'Connell, you're going to get another DC. But if you want something along the lines of not Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes-esque in a way of being able just to get outside the pocket and create a little bit, then that's going to be Chase. That's definitely going to be Chase. So, it just all depends on what you want. It all depends on what you want. It all depends on. I just want wins. Can care less who's throwing the damn ball as long as it's creating wins. That's all I ask. Win. Just win for me. So, my hats is off to Josh McDaniels for the presser that I watched this morning and watched again just before the show. I hear everything you're saying. I hope it all works out the way you guys are envisioning it. I hope that it works out in a way that I'm envisioning it. I hope that it works out so that the fans can be joyful. Look, if they're winning, hey, should nobody be angry about nothing? Should nobody be angry about nothing when they winning? But I'm loving it. I'm happy with it. Those are just my thoughts. That's how I'm feeling. Raiders crack the top 15. Raiders defense cracks top 15. Max Crosby breaks the sack record. He Charles Woodson's it for the 24. You see it right there. Max Crosby, 24 sacks this season. And hats off to Josh McDaniels for being man enough to admit, hey, you didn't run the season the proper way last year. And you guys are doing whatever it is you need to do to fix it. That's what I want to hear, man. That's what I want to hear. That's what I'll stand behind. That's what I can appreciate. I know seasons ain't ever gonna be perfect. I'm fine with that. I don't need to be 18, 19, 20, 21 and I don't need all of that. I don't. I just want to see more wins than losses. I want to see coaches give it they all. I want to see players giving it everything they got. And I want to see a happy fan base. I want to see a drama-free fan base. I don't want to see any more love-hate relationships. That's me. Those are my thoughts. Those are my views. We got about 10 minutes left. I will answer any and all questions that I can answer in the next 10 minutes. So please, if you're here, you got something to ask me, or you want to ask the nation within itself, put your question up there. And yeah, we can talk about it. Robert says offense will definitely rank in the top 10. That's That's a hope. Top 10 would be nice. Look, if you have a top 10 offense, top 10 defense, no reason, I mean, top 15 defense, man, there's no reason for you not to be in the playoffs, right? So that's good thought, bro. That's a good thought. The top 10 offense, top 15 defense, no reason for you not to be in the playoffs. And as we all know, the playoffs is a whole new season and anything can happen from there. You know what I mean? So facts, bro, but the drama will be there though. Drama lives where people allow it to. That's why I won't allow it to, you know what I mean, live here anymore. But as I stated, bro, I still got mad love for everybody, bro. I still got mad love for everybody. But there's certain people you just can't do business with. And that's just what it is. I don't wish nothing bad on nobody, not a single person, bro. I don't even care what network they were. I don't wish nothing bad on nobody at all. I just don't want to rock with certain people. And usually it's because they don't want to rock with me. That's it. I mean, that's okay, right? Are you supposed to be liked and loved by everyone? Wouldn't you find it odd if everybody liked you? You'd find it odd, right? You'd want to know, hey, why does everybody like me? I'm not that great. So I'm cool with it. I wish everybody nothing but the best. Love and success, right? And that's just where I want to be, man. That's just where I want to be. Hopefully y'all can respect that. Ozzy has a question. Ozzy says, what's your thoughts of Michael Myers as tight end one? Also, would you have who would you have at QB if Jimmy isn't ready to go? So first part of your question, Ozzy, what are my thoughts about Michael Myers at tight end one? I'm gonna hold judgment on him being at tight end one until I see a preseason game at minimum. You know what I mean? I at least need to see him perform in the preseason. Like, we're talking about a guy with no pads on right now, right? And people are comparing him to, you know, Dave Casper and things of that nature. And I understand it. But for me, I don't like to actually judge rookies until I actually see them suit up and do something. So I will put a pin in your question about him being at tight end one until preseason. Now, who would I have at QB if Jimmy isn't ready to go? best quarterback we got. Whoever has a vast knowledge of the playbook and can produce the best on field. Now I know Hoyer has the vast knowledge of the playbook, have been in it for so long, right? But what if Chase is the better performer, right? Or what if O'Connell knows his portion better and, you know, he is proven to be, you know, maybe the better. It just all depends. Whoever earns the right to have that position, that's who I would want there. Now, I hope that it's Chase Garbers. I hope that it's Chase Garbers. I'm telling you, it's something in me that's just screaming Chase is the quarterback of the future, bro. Chase is the quarterback you've been asking for. Chase is the quarterback that's going to change the way things get done around there. Call me crazy. You can't call me a bandwagon, but you can call me crazy. but it's something about Chase. There's something about Chase Garbers that I got a ton of belief in this kid, man. I got a ton of belief in this kid. Um, it's something about UDFA's in this front office. You know what I mean? You know, something about UDFA's in this front office, man. They like them. They like them. Um, so who else? Yes. What up with you, J Dog, man? Hope all is well. Peace and tranquility. Black and grayed out, my dude. What's good with you, man? Salute to you. Yeah, positive vibes, Loon. That's what I'm trying to bring, man. Positive vibes, bro. Um, Terrence says he'll be a tight end one someday, just not right now. Um, Ozzy, that's fair. I'm of the same opinion until preseason. Myers doing well in OTAs. Let's pump the hype though. Need to wear pads before going crazy with comparisons. Yep. That's my thing. I gotta see him in pads, bro. I gotta see the kid in pads, bro. Chase has all the potential, bro. Chase has all the potential. Charles Washington, my guy, what's good with you, man? Salute to you. Hope all is well. There's no way our young guns know the offense better than a QB that's been in the offense for more than 10 years. Well, here's the thing, Charles. I'm not saying that they'll know the whole playbook better than him, but if they know the portion of the playbook that they were given and they can perform and produce a better product on the field, then they have all the right to be starters. Sometimes it's not always about what you know. You know, it's not. It's but what can you do with what you know? You know, it's not just about knowing, but what can you do with the knowledge? Now, if he can't perform to the ability that these other guys can perform, then they have all the right in the world to be starters and considered better players. But that's just my opinion. And I hear what you're saying, you know, but if I give you the playbook in smaller doses, you know, just my thoughts. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it has been fun. As I told you, I'm going to start keeping my shows short and sweet. Um, I thank you for tuning in. As I always tell you, 50 billion things that you could be doing, watching, entertaining yourself with. The fact that you allow me to grace your screen for any amount of time has been greatly appreciated, more than I can verbally express. Um, the thoughts and expressions and opinions that you heard tonight are mine and mine only. I don't have people write for me. I don't have people speak for me. I speak for myself. I speak from the heart. I speak from the mind. And hey, sometimes I speak bullshit. But it's all in entertainment. It's all in fun. It's all in love. It's all in knowledge. You know what? I appreciate y'all. As always, no matter how much it rains, you can never stop the sun from shining. Fuck who hates you. Who fucking loves you? Go get your sunshine, Redder Nation. YouTube, Spotify. I'm out.